In this review, we're going to take a look at the Canon Pixma TR8620a. I'll show you the positive side and also the negative. So let's start with what I liked about using this one. So the first positive side is the large screen. This is a 4.3 inches screen that is touch enabled. This means navigating through the menus is very easy. Just like your smartphone, you can swipe up and down and tap the icons you want. There's also a scan icon that when you click on it, you'll be able to send your scan document directly to your PC or Mac, send it by email to many different cloud services, or simply save it to your memory card, because this printer has a SD card slot right over here. Overall, this screen makes the whole experience much more enjoyable, and I wish every single printer had one of these large touchscreen. Another positive point about this printer is that it prints quite fast. It's able to print 15 pages per minute in black and white, which is quite fast. The HP OfficeJet Pro 8025e, which is in competition with this Canon printer, is only able to print 13 per minute. And the Epson Expression Premium XP 7100 is able to print 15.8, which is very close to this one, but still I have to give the win to the Canon. This one prints the fastest in its class. Another positive is the auto document feeder. This is what I'm talking about. So this printer has a scanner, a regular scanner over here where you can place your paper facing down. But what if you want to scan multiple pages of a document? Let's say you have 50 pages. Well, putting the page here and doing this every time can take a lot of time. So it has an auto document feeder, which you just need to open this flap over here, place your stack of paper right here, and the printer will take one by one each paper and scan them without you to having to do anything. You just press scan and one by one they will go there and come out here. So this is a great feature to save time in case you're scanning documents with multiple pages. And finally, the other thing I liked about this printer is that it has quite rare to find features. I already talked about the SD card slot over here, which is great since you're able to connect your SD card and print the documents that are on it, mostly pictures. But you can also, as I showed you, save all your scanned documents on the SD card. I wish this was a USB port, but hey, having an SD card slot is quite unique and welcome. This printer is also equipped of a fax. Although it's very rare to hear people using them. I know in Japan it's quite popular, but here in Canada and the US it's rare. So this is why I guess not many printers have this feature. But if you needed a fax for your business, this one comes with one included. This printer also has duplex printing, which means that it's able to print on both sides of your page. This is not unique or hard to find, but it's always welcome to know that this is capable of doing this. This printer also has the manual built in on this screen. If you go over here in Quick Guide, you're able to set up your printer. And if you forgot how to do certain things, you just have to tap on one of these subjects like this, how to set, and it will show you how to do it with an image and some animation. This is quite unique and it makes using this printer easy even when you forget how to do it. Now, before talking about the negative side of this printer, let's talk about the print quality. Well, I don't think it's a positive or a negative. This printer does not do anything surprisingly good, but nothing surprisingly bad either. It's able to print at a resolution of 4800 by 1200 dpi, which is the same resolution as its closest competitor, the HP OfficeJet Pro 8025e. But if you want just a tiny bit more resolution for the same price, you should check out the Epson Expression Premium XP 7100. Since it's able to print at 5760 by 1440 dpi. If we look closely at these test prints, there's nothing wrong about them. Everything looks sharp, and for this price, this printer cost about $140. I don't think you could be disappointed. Here are some graphics, and as you see here, we can clearly see each of these squares. Even when we look at this gradient here, we don't see any lines, anything weird going on. And if we look at this text, it looks clear. Even if you plan printing pictures with this printer, there's nothing wrong I can say about it. Now let's talk about the negatives. The first one is the weird ergonomics, and I will explain what I mean by this. So this is the printer, and let's say you want to print something. Well, you cannot do it in this position. You have to lift this screen like this, and then extend the paper tray that is under here. You need to fish it with your hand and extend it completely like that every time you want to print. The printer will not let you print if the screen is down. There's not enough space for the paper to come out of it. And this is bothersome. Sure, I can leave the printer in this position so I don't have to adjust it every time. It's just that when I'm seated, like right now, this is my eye levels, I cannot see the screen. I need to adjust the screen to be able to see it and adjust the settings and then put it back this way. I don't know why they did this. I wish you could use the printer with the screen down and without having to extend this every time, because as you see, it takes a lot more space on a desk if you do these two things, and it doesn't look good either. Now let's talk about another weird thing. This printer is able to hold 200 sheets of paper, but it has two paper trays. The first one is located over here. You need to pull this drawer like this, then remove this plastic piece over here. This is not that bad, but hey, I wish this was just staying there. Every time I have to remove this and then load the paper. But here only 100 pages fits. If you want to have access to the other paper tray, it's located on the back. So this is where the other paper tray is located, on the back of the printer, and you need to extend this and let it rest on the side like this. And by doing this, the printer takes more space on your desk. So if I had this printer against the wall, let me show you. Okay, let's say you're gonna put the printer against the wall, which makes sense, and you want to extend this paper tray, well, you cannot. You need to pull the entire printer, do this, okay, perfect. Then extend the screen and pull out this other paper tray. Look how much space it takes. And finally, let's talk about the other negative side of this printer, the expensive cartridge that you have to buy once the ones that comes with this printer runs out of ink. Now let me be clear, this problem, this negative side, is not unique to this Canon printer. If you choose the HP or the Epson printer I talked previously, that are the competitors of this printer, they have the same problem. Ink costs way too much and it does not last long. So right now, if you're going on Amazon.com, the US Amazon.com website, and you want to order ink for this printer, it will cost you $70 for the full kit of cartridges that this requires to work. So you have one black, that is a big black ink cartridge, a smaller black ink cartridge, cyan, magenta, and yellow. So you're gonna pay $70, and now depending what you're trying to print, you'll be able to have around 200-300 pages out of these cartridges. This is very expensive. Just to compare, this is my Epson printer ET2800 that uses ink tanks like this, and for $70 I can print about 4,000-5,000 pages. Now, do I still recommend this Canon TR8620a? Well, in my opinion, yes and no. It depends who you are. If you're gonna print 100 pages in color or more per month, I think it's worth to look at a more expensive printer that is using ink bottles instead of ink cartridges. Yes, the printer will cost you more, but at the end of the day, the ink will cost you 20 times, 15 times less. After only a few months or even a year, you're gonna have saved a lot more money. If you're looking to buy a cartridge-based printer, I think this one is a good one. It's easy to use. Definitely this screen removes a lot of frustration that is usually associated with dealing with a printer. The print quality is great, and it has many different features that I'm sure are gonna be very useful around in an office. Thanks for watching. If you want to get one of these from Amazon, check the links in the description down below. If not, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.